All right, the first thing I'm going to do is write my name on the back of my paper. I'm going to flip it over. The picture I chose is long, so my paper is going to be long. I notice that this dog's head is about in the middle of the paper, so that's where I'm going to start to draw the dog's head on my paper. I'm looking at this space between his head, and I notice he has a little bump there. I notice that his ears look like triangles on both sides, so I'm going to draw those ears of his as triangles on both sides. They're kind of tilted. This line is more of a diagonal line coming down. His eyes are not at the top of his head. They come down quite a bit. So I'm going to make my eyes come down quite a bit. They don't look like our eyes. They're more rounded. Big space between those eyes for his big nose. And I do see some of that rounded part in the middle. He has some cute little eyebrows. I'm just going to add a little bit of pencil line for that. His nose comes down quite a bit. And it's a rounded shape at the top and more of a rounded triangle shape at the bottom. I do see a little bit of a line on each side to help get the shape of his snout. On the side, his ear sticks out here, and I notice his ear is more rounded. So erasing is not a bad thing. We all make mistakes. I see that his neck comes down and around. He's got a little line for his mouth that is closed, but kind of curls around. His chin comes right down under there, and then his neck on this side kind of comes right in line with that ear, and these lines kind of connect, and that's where I see his collar. I might turn that collar into a fancy jeweled collar from my kingly canine. His leg comes down and out. And I do see the start of the other leg in this picture, but I kind of ran out of room on my paper, so I might not even draw that. Definitely need to get the back side where I see his neck comes down and around. All right, now I'm ready to turn this dog into a kingly canine. So I might add a crown. So I'm going to make it start to look like it's maybe a rectangle, but on top of that rectangle I'm going to put just a couple of zigzag points because I have to outline this all with paint, so I don't want anything super crazy. I think the collar looks a little silly stopping right there, so I'm actually going to have the collar come all the way around. And on that collar, maybe I have a couple of jewels. Your dog could be holding those fancy things, those staffs. So maybe right here, it's coming up from his paws. And maybe the staff has some decorations as well. So once you have your canine drawn and you've turned your canine into a kingly canine, you're going to grab some black paint and a thin brush, and you are going to outline all your pencil lines with black paint. So this is good practice to make sure we get nice black thick lines. As I'm painting, if my lines start to get wobbly like this and maybe dried out looking, I just need to get more paint. Oops, cover that little blob up. So everything you drew today should have a little a little paint outline. When you're finished, you're going to return your paintbrush and paint cup to the store counter, and your project is going to go in the drying rack.